So let's talk about industry adoption now. Are APIs adopted by industry? And if you're here, you're listening to this course, you already know that APIs pretty much are everywhere, right? They're there and they're powering, they're implementing pretty much every single aspect of our modern uh, software ecosystem, right? Software nowadays is not built in a monolithic way, right? Software nowadays is composed by making use of all kind of different APIs. That's how software is built today, right? APIs, they solve a subset of the problem. You take all those different APIs, you put them together in some form, implementing a particular algorithm to solve your particular problem, and voila, now you have a brand new application. That's how it's done nowadays. No longer monolithic application, guys. That's why you see here, right? They're used to control nuclear reactors. They're used in finance, fintech, and so on. And there's so many moving parts. So many moving parts, right? And you can see some of those, right? Right here. Some of the different technologies that are used. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Access to personal information, of course, right? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And of course, the fact that they're everywhere creates all kind of different talent challenges, different risks, right? The very first thing you need to ask yourself is, hey, do you know how many APIs exist in your own ecosystem? All right? Do you actually know? Do you have that visibility? And by you, I mean the security apparatus of the organization. And in fact, even if I go and I ask a developer, right, or a group of developers, they probably have just a partial picture of the APIs that they're actually building, they're actually working on. They don't have that holistic view that you require from a security perspective, right? And again, if you know what you know, then if you know the APIs that you know of, then you're able to do your penetration testing, you're able to do your bug bounties, you're able to check for vulnerabilities. For the APIs you're not even aware of, then what can you do? There isn't much, right? APIs nowadays became the primary source for attack. I like this screenshot and I like that it's dated. This screenshot was taken in the mid of 20, actually the end of 2021, right? The end of 2021. And that was Gartner estimating that in 2021, APIs will account for 90% of attack surface for web-enabled applications and API abuse. And it's going to become the most frequent attack vector by 2022. Well, guess what? We're almost at the end of 2023, right? The time of this recording is mid-October, right? So I don't know about you guys, but APIs seem to already be the most frequent attack vector. So we need to be able to protect them. But APIs are hard, right? APIs are hard. They're fairly esoteric to developers, built by developers for developers. Now, us poor, and I'm including myself, right? Poor security professionals that we know about security, but we do not know about APIs. Now we have difficulties. We need to understand those APIs, right? How do they feel? How do they look? We need to be able to classify them, right? And tools like the No-Name Platform helps you do all that. But you still have to understand them because you need to be able to at least do that initial interpretation of the data. I'm not saying you're going to be able to solve from A to Z everything, right, that the No-Name Platform presents, right? If you see a security vulnerability, but at least you're going to be able to understand that, hey, this looks like an actual issue and I need help, right? I need to go and track down those developers. Again, the cost of security breaches estimated in the trillions. Here's a list of companies that, I don't know, they have been breached. This is a slide of shame, call it whatever you want, and so on. The fact that you have OWASP 2019 and now 2023, they have formulated the security risk faced by APIs. These are signs that it's a problem and we need to address it. And with this, we have concluded this shorter section as compared to the previous one, right? So wide industry adoption, and that creates all kind of different risks, which tells any security apparatus of any organization that we need to address it. I'll talk to you in the next section.